Kurtis, Rourke. We'll start with Zach on your left and then go to Mike.
I recognize it's a spring game, it's broken up, rotating kind of at every position, but just what was your feel in terms of maybe offensive rhythm, run-pass balance, connection with receivers, the communication you were able to get pre-snap? Just where was that maybe compared to the beginning of spring?
Yeah, I think we definitely came a long way since the beginning of spring. Day one, everyone's trying to feel out the offense, feel out the playbook, kind of just get used to everybody. And every practice we've built on that, and we've built chemistry with each other, and we've really been able to, get things going and kind of come together as an offense and a team. And so I think today was a really good showcase of what we can do. And I think it's the bottom right now, and we're going to continue to keep growing and improvement as all the way up until fall.
Stay on your left with Mike and then Matt.
How were you able to judge your progress specifically? I mean, Kurt kind of came in here a couple times, said you'd made significant steps after, kind of the halfway point. What do you think that meant, and where do you think you are since, the beginning of spring in the offense?
Yeah, again, my goal is to improve every single practice and get better, and that comes a lot with what you're doing off the field in between practices. And so big emphasis was this spring was to get control of the offense, and get control of the team and the offense, be able to run that, because once you're able to run that, you'll be able the confidence to go out and play. And so that was, what I was trying to do every single day. But it was really just a great job of everybody that helped, come together. A lot of us were new on the offense, and so being able to come out every day and just learn and get better helped me improve, and hopefully keep doing that as well.
Stay on your left with Matt, and then we'll go to Pete.
Coach talked about the running backs, Ty and Kalen and Justice, and how well they've done. I know obviously you want to try to push the ball down the field, but how nice is it to have those security blankets when you have to check down that after they catch it, they can get a lot of yards after catch?
Oh, it's huge. I think we have one of the deepest running back rooms in the country, and a lot of guys that can make plays, as shown today. And as a quarterback, obviously you want to be able to pass the ball, but being able to run the ball effectively really opens up the pass. And so being able to have running backs that are able to create plays on their own really helps the whole offense as a whole, and that's the goal.
Second row on your left, Pete.
Yeah, well, what is it about this offense that excites you? What is it that drew you to Indiana?
I really think the way that they, the coaches, the mentality of they had, and they have. I love the playbook and love the design they have, but I think it's the way that they call it and the way that Coach Shanahan and Coach Tino really think about things and think about how the drive's going to be. They always seem like they're a step ahead, and it really puts defenses on their toes.
We'll go on your left in the second row to Todd and then to Jack.
Kurtis, your last series was probably your best series. What does that mean in terms of exiting out of this game with probably you kind of raised yourself to a crescendo through the game, got better? What does that mean in terms of your development and your confidence in what you can do with this offense?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think we had some flashes of good plays throughout the whole night, and we just couldn't finish some drives. And that starts with me, obviously. But being able to get ready for the next play and have that mentality to next play, we're able to go down and have a finish on a good drive. It's confident building for myself, obviously, but for the whole offense, and we're hopefully to continue that and push that as we go into the summer workouts.
We'll go first row on your far right to Jack and then Mason.
Yeah, just going back a little bit further, what kind of went into your decision to come to Indiana? What stood out to you, like when you were talking to the coaching staff and kind of just evaluating this opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things really went into my decision, but I think the coaching staff and the mentality that they have of just, they're coming in to win is something that really drew me to here. Coach Cignetti's, a confident guy, and he should be. He has the resume for that. And so being able to hear that he's not here to start rebuilding. He's here to win in year one. That says a lot about who he is and about who he is as a coach. And then, kind of getting into the talk about the offense. I really enjoyed what it was. Talk about the mentality. Kind of heard that a little bit as I was kind of getting used to here, and it's only impressed me as I've continued to be here and all that.
Mason on your right and then Seth.
Yeah, Curtis, kind of sticking on that same theme, working with Tino Sinceri for a full spring now. You have a summer, a fall with him. What are you kind of hoping to get out of that? And kind of as you reflect upon this time now, what do you feel like has grown the most in your game so far?
I think I hold myself to a really, really high standard, and he's really instilled that in me. He's a great coach, one of the most knowledgeable coaches I've been around, and being able to constantly, help me work on, every little thing, because, each thing really comes together and you can play a complete game as a quarterback. So much goes into being a quarterback, obviously, and you can't be complacent. I think that's the biggest thing that, I really admire about him is he doesn't let us get complacent. And that's ultimately helping us grow as a whole quarterback room. And I think that's shown in the spring for sure.
We'll go with Seth and then Zach B.
You talked before about all the adapting you had to do and all the new pieces you had. How did you go about when you came in here building rapport with all the new receivers that you're playing with now? Just how do you go about building those relationships to kind of gain trust with them on the field?
Yeah, it was definitely a new environment for me to come in, but I knew that a lot of guys, I don't know, we had 20 plus, maybe more transfers that came in at one point, and so I knew that I wasn't the only one, and so someone had to go ahead and take a lead and kind of be able to figure out how we're going to do this, how we're going to learn together. In January, I tried the best I could, and a lot of other people tried to get together, get to know who each other were, and try to get a head start on the offense because we're all learning together, and I think that's the best thing. One of the better things that I was able to do this spring was just be able to learn together, and because we're all in the same boat, and I think that's special, and it's really brought us a lot closer as a team.
We'll go Zach on your right and then last one to Mike.
Speaking about the tight ends now, it looked like when it mattered most, I guess you could say, on that last drive, you looked to your tight ends a lot. What kind of connection do you have with them?
Yeah, I mean they're all great guys, great players. Our offense is built to love tight ends as much as our running backs and receivers. So just kind of taking what the defense has given us and just having the tight ends be open. And when you can get the ball in the tight ends' hands, they usually good things come from that.
And last one here on your left to Mike.
Yeah, Curtis, Kurt Signetti seems very blunt. Has he given you some blunt advice yet? And how do you kind of take his approach, when he's working with you as the quarterback?
Yeah, he doesn't say too much, but when he does, you want to make sure you're listening and you want to take that seriously. He's like I mentioned, his resume is crazy. He's won everywhere he's been, and so if he's saying something, you gotta make sure that you're listening and you're taking that to heart because what he's saying is most likely true and all that. And so he's been great to learn from and be able to have as a head coach. And I think he's bringing the whole team along with him.
In terms of your development, what's your focus now kind of in the months ahead?
I have a big, obviously, continue to understand the offense and be able to learn it and be able to, have it as my own, but also really working on my footwork, really working on getting quicker feet, being able to, that's a big emphasis for the summer, and so I can be able to move quicker, not only running the ball, but just in the pocket. I think it's a very underrated thing and really emphasizing that this summer.
Great. Thanks, Curtis.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.